Hi, welcome to the second edition of Magoos Corner. I'm your host, Trev, and this is my special guest for this week, Andrew Graham, or known as Shrek, from the Kilburn Footy Club. Welcome aboard, mate.
Thanks for having me. We're saying this over and over again because we're doing every division separately, and I'm getting a bit sick of it.
So round two got out of the way for Division 2. St Peter's got the job done against Jeps Cross. We ended up 15-16, 106 to Jeps Cross 5-4-34. Bit of a disappointing game for Jeps Cross, and they've lost a few, and they're a little bit down on the cattle at the moment. So hopefully they can move a little bit more forward this week as they take on a more sort of fancied opponent for them in the outcome. So Edwards kicking 3, Roberts with 2, and not even going to have a crack, but that bloke kicked 2. That's a fancy name.
Who's that?
That one.
Florence Reniert?
Yep, I'd give you that one. So nice win for St Peter's on round 2.
Yeah, it's a bit surprising that Saints got up by so much. They were one of the less strong B grade teams. I think they might have finished bottom in the B grade in Division 1 last year. So to bounce back, either they're doing all right or Jeps Cross is struggling, because I think the standard of Div 2 reserves footy is still half decent. And I've just noticed one of the people playing for St Peter's is my brother-in-law, number 11, James Michelon, who I saw on Facebook this week had injured himself and ended up in hospital where he spends a bit of his time. So
What did you do?
he had a busted up face, I think.
Oh.
So it was a bit. Well, he just had a nick on his face. Actually, it was a bit soft going to hospital.
Just needed a bit of glues, probably.
Oh well, he rates his look, so he might have been a bit worried when he saw a bit of a nick on his cheek.
Yeah, I don't really like those sorts of blokes.
No, he's a wanker.
So, it's going to be even. I think it might be, to be honest, a bit of a harder road in round 3 for Jeps Cross coming up against Prince Alfred, who are doing quite well at the minute, but we'll end up seeing what happens there. The next game we had Scotch Old Collegians versus Gazer. Now, this one surprised me a little bit. Scotch College got up in the end 7-14, 56 to 5-8, 38. So, and that was at Gazer. So they've moved the goalposts at Gazer, I've heard. They've changed the structure of the oval, so you don't feel like the oval's pretty much on the pitch. It's actually around.
Oh, I live a few hundred metres from Gazer Oval, so I might have to go check that out.
Yeah, so in the end, McDermott kicked 4, Isaacson, Kakufis and Marsden all chipped in as well, and McDermott obviously getting best with 4, so it was not a bad day for Scotch in the end. But number 11, Chris Nichols, getting Guernsey in there for Gazer, so somebody that I would have liked to have had out at Portland. Used to work together, very fit bloke, so good on you, mate, and hopefully you can get in the best players next week, because you've talked yourself up quite a fair bit on the book.
Is that Chris Nichols?
Chris Nichols.
I think I saw him Saturday night.
Really?
Yes.
You can try and get him down at Kilburn.
No. He's friends with a friend of mine, and I saw him out and about. I didn't realise he was a Gazer. But it's interesting to see Scotch being so strong in the B grade. You might wonder whether that club's pushing for a Div 1 spot, because their A grade aren't travelling too badly, but you need that B grade backing them up.
You definitely need, and that's a lesson that we learned last year. You definitely need that depth to help push you along in your ones. Now, also with Modbury versus Walkerville. Now, this definitely was a surprise. Modbury getting on top of Walkerville, 13-8-86 to 2-6-18 at Modbury Sports Reserve.
Well, that's a surprise because Walkerville have had strong B grade teams for years.
They've had all their grades have been extremely strong, very much a lot of depth.
So it is very surprising to see them lose by so much. But Modbury and Walkerville, you wouldn't want to be playing B grade out there through the middle of the year. Both of those grounds turn into mud heaps.
And that's exactly what Damo said last week, and I agree with him that Modbury would be, I think when we were out there last year, was one of the, not as bad as what it was with St Peter's when we went there late in the middle of the year, but it's massive effort from Modbury.
Yeah. I don't have anything to say.
No, that's all right, mate, that's all right. Now the next one, again, another battle of the colleges. Prince Alfred Old Collegians done a good job on Unley Mercedes Jets. 17-8, 110 to 11-10, 76, so not a bad result for Prince Alfred, and that was at the good old Park 9.
Yeah, Park Nine's another oval that might have felt the effect of the rain on the weekend. I've played there on a few occasions when it's been very wet and the water just sits on top of the ground. Only Jets. I'm not surprised not surprised to see them having a competitive, quite a strong B grade. I think Prince Alfred will be a very good B grade team as well. Only have probably the best ladies' day in the amateur league, and I hear that as a club they've worked very hard to entice girls to the football club after the match, and they use it as a bit of a pre-drinking location. So all of the girls load up there before they go out to town, and that's helping attract some players to the Jets.
Do you think it's something that Portland could get done?
I don't know if Portland's the best base to locate yourself out before heading out to town. You only sort of attract girls that are on the way to the Palais, and yeah, I think the Portland boys might have had all of the girls that they want on the way to the Palais.
It's all been tapped out.
Yeah, I don't think we need to go down that line.
No. Now moving on, and this is a massive result, and I think it was a very big day down at the Den, commemorating one of their club favourites, or his loss. So in the end, Smosh Westlakes getting up 18-13, 121 to Broadview, 4-5-29. You got Beacon with 7, Thomas with 4, May with 2, Evans, Carr, Quam, Fowlis and Perry all chipping in as well. So that's a massive spread. And Pearson with 2, Beasley and Hill kicking 1 in a piece for Broadview. So this is a big win for the guys down there. So they had a tough year last year and they've got off for a good start to even it up a little bit. Yes,
I have no idea about either of these teams.
No, that's all right. So what we're looking at is Smosh have always been pretty strong in their B grade. A bad year last year, and they've had some of their main players stay on board, and hopefully they can turn it around for this year. The boys down at West Lakes. So this week we've got this is almost a grade of colleges really. So it's St Peter's Old Collegians versus Scott Old Collegians. So which Old Collegians will it be?
I'm going to go for Scotch. I think they're pushing forward as a club quite strongly at the moment. Good luck to James Michelon in his second game back of football, but I think Scotch Old Collegians will get the biggies there.
Jets Cross versus Prince Alfred at Duncan Fraser.
Oh, you have to say that's going to be a 120-point margin in favour of Prince's.
Yep, same to me. Probably not by as much, but I think it'll be a big game, a big day out for Prince Alfred. We've got Unley Jets versus Modbury.
Oh, that's at the Jets' home ground. I'm going to go with them actually.
I'm not very keen on the Jets oval or the ground, to be honest. It's very, very tight. But for me, that may play in their favour to Modbury. But I think Modbury will be too strong.
Yeah, I've only ever played at the Jets oval once, and I got knocked out by my teammate Alex Brackstone. So thanks, Bracco. We needed to win that game. It was the last game of the minor round to make the finals. We're up by 4 goals in the last quarter, and I got knocked out and I woke up and we only won by 2 points. So well done, Bracco. You almost cost us the game. We wouldn't have made the finals and won the premiership that year, or won Div 3 premiership the next year. So well done, Bracco, you dickhead. I think I still managed to get the 5 votes for best on ground that game though.
Moving on, we have Gazer versus Smosh out at Clemsing Oval.
Well, after Smosh's performance last week, winning by almost 100 points, you'd have to go with them.
I definitely will do, but I think Chris O'Nichols will hopefully, well, he will. I'm going to put the jinx on him and say that he will get best on ground for Gazer. And lastly, Walkerville versus Broadview. So looking at that one, very similar scores for both of them, but for me, I think Broadview will just get the job on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Walkerville's against a bit of a home oval for me. I only live around that sort of in between them and Gazer. I won't pop down and watch, but who knows? I'll say it's a draw.
A draw.
A draw.
Okay, you heard it here first. So that's the Division 2 wrap up for round 2, and we'll catch you again next week.